Your timekeepers this bout will be James Lyle. And your judges this bout are Neil Fowler, Chandler Goins, and Robert Williams. When the action begins, we're going to this out will be Josh Ward. Bluffville, Tennessee, are you ready for your main event? 3 5-minute rounds in a welterweight division brought to you by Fracture Fightwear. Introducing first, fighting out of the Fracture red corner. A professional record with 7 wins and 3 defeats. He weighed in 169 pounds. Fighting out of Fit Factory, Sevierville, Tennessee. Relentless. Standing across the cage, fighting out of the OED blue corner. With a professional record of 11 wins and only 3 defeats. He weighed in 170 pounds. Fighting out of Dig Eagle in Hampton, Tennessee.
A very intense stare down between Adam Townsend and Craig Johnson. This is the fight we've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen, here at Apex Fights 4. John Morehouse, Josh Kate Tyler Minton here to call all the action. And gentlemen, finally, after several months of build, we're finally getting to see this huge pro fight between 2 of the best in East Tennessee.
My stomach's in knots. I'm nervous about this fight. You have 2 of the best athletes you'll see in a cage combined against each other. The thing is, Craig is an amazing wrestler. UTC standout at University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Immediately going for the takedown. Craig going for the takedown. Adam able to defend it. Josh, there's not a lot of people out there who can defend a Craig Johnson takedown consistently.
Yeah, he did a real good job of defending that.
A knee!
You've got to know Craig's going to shoot when you pressure him, so he's prepared for it. He did a real good job.
We've seen each guy land a pretty big shot on the feet so far. Craig with the knee. Adam ran a straight punch prior to that.
One thing that can't be discussed enough about Adam is this guy's a solid athlete. And I've trained with Adam a lot. He can do it all. He really is. He's one of the more amazing athletes that I've seen. Can fight everywhere from 145 to obviously 170, so he's been there and done that.
Yeah, Josh, what's your take on that? This fight is at 170. Adam typically a 55er and a 45er. Craig has never lost at this weight. Does that play a factor to you?
Yeah, I think one thing you have to be concerned about at a higher weight is the conditioning of the smaller guy, Adam Townsend, who fights at a lower weight. Did he condition properly or not? And that's why he wanted to fight at a heavier weight.
A little leg kick there, staggered Johnson, guys.
I think it's a very smart game plan by Adam to knock out that leg, knock out that shooting leg of Craig Johnson.
Fighting for the takedown here.
This is where Craig wants to be, I believe. He wants to body lock, wants to take him down. He's definitely having problems with it right now, while Adam Townsend is very strong.
You know, I've seen most of Craig's fights in person. I've seen fighters, defend that takedown for 1 amateur round, maybe 2, but eventually he's going to get him, and he really needs just 1. And anytime he takes down, he's capable of finishing. Big kick by Adam Townsend. That one rattled Craig, guys.
Absolutely.
Don't see a lot of head kicks from Adam Townsend, guys.
I think that head kick might have really changed the game, even with Craig. Craig still doesn't seem like he's all there.
Yeah.
Hands a lot lower now in survival mode.
It's like some swelling around his left eye from it as well. Craig is definitely rattled. That left.
I think that was an open hand slap.
I believe it was. Craig answered with a right hand. And I believe that there's definitely some swelling there on Craig's eye, Josh.
Yeah, there is. That kick landed flush, definitely hurt him. He looks like he's kind of getting his composure back now, though.
Another big kick. Oh, and a big punch. He is rocking Craig Johnson on the feet right now.
And the thing about all those missed takedowns, every time you miss a takedown, it exhausts you too. So we might be seeing a little bit of exhaustion from Craig Johnson.
much improved stand-up. You know, guys, a year ago, Adam fought Nate Landwehr down in Pigeon Forge, a split decision. A lot of people thought Adam should have won that fight. You know, I actually thought Nate, you know, kind of had the advantage on the feet in that one, sort of outstruck Adam. So far tonight, very crisp and very devastating at times stand-up from Primetime.
I think that fight might have done more good for Adam than bad. You know,
I completely agree.
A lot of people see losses as just a learning experience. You know, people ask me my record. I like to say I have 6 wins and 1 learning experience. It can make a big deal. It can define a fighter. It can ruin a fighter. And for Adam, I really think that kind of showed some holes in his games that he's come back and he's really trying to work on.
Well, and Adam, you know, since then he's had, I believe, 5 straight wins, all by finish, all in the first or second round. So definitely he's been on a roll since then. This is also definitely the toughest fight on paper he's had since that Landwehr bout.
And another big thing is fighting frequently really helps the guy. He's super comfortable in the cage. It's almost like training to him when he's fighting as often as Adam is.
You know, one thing that surprises me is Townsend actually a little more muscular, a little thicker than Craig, which what you wouldn't expect. Yeah, maybe that's the extra weight for Adam that he's not accustomed to carrying inside the cage, Tyler.
Yeah, and that could be one of the reasons he wanted a little bit of a catch weight. You know, usually that would play into the favor of the guy who's used to 170. So immediately when you hear that these guys are fighting at 170, you see that as an advantage for Craig. But like I said, Adam's not a small guy.
10 seconds. Big knee by Townsend there. All right, gentlemen, 1 round in the books here of our huge main event, Primetime Townsend versus Relentless Craig Johnson, and I think that was a clear 10-9 for Townsend.
I would give that one to Adam. Adam himself just gave it to Adam. He's walking across the cage screaming, my round, so.
Adam definitely, Josh Cade, Adam is definitely supremely confident right now.
Yeah, well, you know, Craig's biggest thing is his wrestling, right? If he can't take you down, we've never seen him not be able to take someone down. Adam stopped but 5 takedowns. Yeah, he should be pretty confident right now.
I think it's obviously a different weight class, different level, and I hate to be cliche with this, but it kind of does remind me of the John Jones-Daniel Cormier fight when everybody thought if Daniel Cormier had a chance, it was with the wrestling. And right off the bat, John Jones kind of nullified that wrestling, and that did make a huge difference. So we could see that going on right now in this fight. We'll go out round 2 and see if Craig picks that wrestling back up.
Josh, from a coaching perspective, I mean, do you try to change it up with Craig, or you just keep trying for that takedown?
Well, everybody knows Craig wants a takedown. I would probably tell him to fake the takedowns and come with strikes. Adam stopped all the takedowns. He's dropping. He's going into a wrestling stance to stop him. Let's fake him and come high with some strikes, and we might catch him.
Another excellent defense there by Townsend, gentlemen. Some more cage work here.
His name's Relentless for a reason, though. He's not going to stop shooting.
Both guys have proven difficult to finish. I mean, Johnson has only been finished once by a guy who's now in the UFC. Adam Townsend never been finished. Both guys undefeated as amateurs. 2 very, very successful fighters.
One thing you're seeing a lot of is connection off of the takedown. They'll be clinched up, and the first thing that happens after the clinch is Adam is throwing a knee, or Adam is throwing a kick, Adam is throwing a punch. And I think that separation is where this fight could be won or lost for either fighter.
Oh, another big head kick by Townsend. I can't remember really ever seeing Townsend throw head kicks, Tyler, and I've seen a lot of his fights.
He throws them a lot in practice, but I don't think it's something he's really done a whole lot in fights. I think it's just been something he's really been working on. He is very confident, just kind of having fun out there and wanting to try some new things.
You wouldn't think of him being head kicks, typically a shorter fighter, you don't see him throwing a lot of head kicks. But
it's not typically the thing, but man, as we were discussing earlier, Adam is very confident, one of the most confident people I've ever met in my life. And if you ask him, this fight was won the second it was put on paper. I don't think he sees Craig as much of a challenge, so he's going to do what he wants. That being said, sometimes that not respecting your opponent can be the worst thing you can do, especially with an athlete like Craig Johnson.
Gene Click, Craig's coach at Fit Factory, just screaming for Craig to go, screaming for him to come forward. maybe some frustration on his part, Josh. What do you think?
Yeah, he's yelling for him to set his takedowns up. Craig's not throwing anything before he's trying to level change and shoot. He's becoming very predictable.
Once again, I mean, I am very impressed with his ability to stop the takedown. And now we're seeing some damage on the head and the face of Craig Johnson. A little bit of possible damage on Adam. Another takedown attempt. Stuffed again, Tyler.
I think this is where Craig wants Adam. The open takedowns aren't working anymore, so let's put him against the cage and see what we can do from here. Use the cage to help us. Not sneaky little elbow by Craig there.
I think here Craig could catch him by surprise with breaking and punching. Mix his game up. Don't stick to this predictable wrestling game.
He definitely is going to have to show some different dimensions, I think, if only to set up the takedown, as you alluded to, Josh, because the usual Craig Johnson game plan has not worked and is not working. Oh! Kind of clutched at his ankle there.
Looks like he twisted his ankle. Something happened to his leg. Craig hesitated, but Craig doing his job, which is to fight until the ref stops it. Craig rushed forward immediately. Looks like we have an accidental eye poke.
Screaming not to go backwards, and now Adam got poked in the eye. Both fighters now showing some facial damage, and we've got a pause here.
I definitely saw the eye poke, but it came at a good time since Adam just hurt his ankle. Gives him a second to compose himself.
That ankle's definitely, he's kind of trying to work it out over there, Tyler. You could tell when kind of landed like a jump landing.
It looks
almost.
it looks like he landed funny and it just kind of turned. Like I said, man, Adam's the most confident person I've ever met. In Adam's head, this isn't going to affect him. And because he thinks it won't affect him, it probably won't. So we'll see. That being said, Craig might have seen a little bit of weakness in that, and we'll see if Craig tries to expose that.
How much you think maybe a sore ankle is going to limit his ability to defend the takedown as we progress here, Josh?
It just depends on how sore it is. How much is it going to hamper his mobility? We'll find out soon.
Now Craig really firing away with the strikes, showing a little more aggression on the feet that we've seen so far here in the fight. And another takedown attempt blocked by Primetime.
This is what Craig needs to do. If he's not getting the takedown, he has to punish him when he's in close. He needs to be firing knees and elbows and shoulder bumps, foot stomps, and make him work.
I mean, for the most part, he's just holding him, though.
Yeah.
Gene Click screaming for Craig to not go backwards. Another takedown attempt, another stuff.
Injury doesn't seem to be really affecting Adam whatsoever.
Nope.
I feel like the best thing Adam's doing is not letting Craig relax.
Oh, that rocked him. That rocked Craig. Tries to go for the single leg, almost out of just maybe self-preservation as we hit the 10-second clapper. Two rounds in the books here, gentlemen, and honestly, I cannot remember another fight where I've seen Craig Johnson so, I want to say tentative, just kind of hesitant, going backwards, kind of thrown off.
Yeah, well, the thing that he's best at is being stopped every single time, so it's definitely going to put questions in his head.
Tyler, what do you think? If you're Craig Johnson, you're a wrestling background yourself. If you're Craig, what do you got to do in this round? Clearly, you're down 2-0 on the judges' scorecards. What do you have to do in this round?
You can't change what you are. You can't become in the 1 minute between rounds. You can't become a striker all of a sudden. So I think it would be foolish for him to come out and try to play Adam's game. But at the same time, what he's doing isn't working either. So maybe, as Josh said earlier, mix up his takedowns with his punches a little bit more. Maybe take some different angles on the takedowns, fake some takedowns. start some takedowns, finish them a different way, and just go for the same plan, but just go about it a little bit differently.
Right away, Townsend staggers Johnson with a big right hand. You wonder about just the accumulation of some of the shots that Craig has taken, maybe leaving him prone to a KO or a TKO here in round 3. 10 hard minutes of fighting, a lot of shots taken over those 10 minutes.
Yeah, that first shot of the fight that
the head kick
landed on. Yeah, I don't think Craig ever fully recovered from that one. But I don't want to sound like we're
That big grab of the cage.
Adam going for the takedown. Craig Johnson had the cage. Adam's upset. Repeated grabs of the cage there.
Yeah, that was one of those things. But
there's one point.
You got to look at it from Craig's point of view, though. You take a point. If Craig's already down 2 rounds, who cares? I don't think Craig did it on purpose. I don't think it was a dirty thing. But at the same time, what's that 1 point matter to Craig, Craig's game plan is going to be the same. He's going to come out and try to win this fight right now.
I think Craig would be in worse shape on his back than missing that point.
Exactly.
I think it was a smart thing to do. Don't get taken down.
Exactly.
He needs to be on top or knock him out.
If you're Townsend, do you think he's going to just try to ride this out at this point or go for the finish, Tyler? You've trained with Adam some.
I don't see him just riding it out. The second you get comfortable, a guy like Craig can't take you down. I think Adam will go for the finish.
There it is. Adam takes down the
under the
wrestler.
neck.
He's got his back. He has got his back. That's it. An impressive, an altogether impressive performance by Adam Townsend here, Tyler Minton, capped off by finishing Craig Johnson for just the second time in his career, capped off by being the first man to make Craig Johnson tap out in an MMA fight. 6th straight win for Prime Time here at Apex 4.
That's a huge accomplishment by Adam, and the thing to remember is Craig is a great fighter. This isn't going to affect Craig's career. Craig's still going to go out. He's going to win a lot of guys. I mean, Craig's not a bad fighter at all. Craig's a great fighter, but that just kind of tells you more about Adam to come out and beat a guy kind of at his own game plan in a way. Adam finished the fight with a takedown, then a submission against a guy who arguably coming into this fight was a better wrestler.
And just the way, just in control pretty much the entire time. Yeah. Took a few shots, did have the ankle issue, but just altogether, I would have to say one of the most impressive performances I've seen from Adam ever.
It was a really good performance by Adam. I do feel like that first the first shot to the head kind of ruined the night for Craig. I don't think Craig ever really recovered from that.
Well, we're going to go to the official announcement of the winner, Adam Townsend. Hollywood Josh Kate will be speaking with him. And when we return, we'll have more on this episode of Valor Fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Ward is going to stop this fight. 1 minute, 28 seconds in the 3rd round. Your winner by submission via rear naked choke, Primetime, Adam Townsend.
Here we are with your winner, Adam Primetime Townsend, probably the biggest win on your record. How important was it to out-wrestle the wrestler tonight?
No disrespect to Craig, toughest fighter I've ever fought. I just knew that he's a wrestler, and I just knew my counter wrestler and my wrestling would be better than his. It's MMA, you got to be rounded at all things, and I felt like I showed it definitely tonight.
Now, in the fight, you faked a jump knee, you landed, you hopped on your ankle. Can you tell me what happened?
I just landed on, I don't know if I slipped on some water, some sweat, or something, but I thought I broke my ankle. It really scared me. And then I got poked in the eye, and it started hurting even worse when I started. My eye was still hurting, but my ankle started hurting more than my eye, so I was like, let's go ahead and start this shit before my ankle really starts hurting.
A very impressive performance tonight. Tell me what's next for you.
Anything and everything. You know my goals, UFC, Dana White, Sean Shelby, Lorenzo Fertitta, Joe Silva. Anybody give me a call. I'm ready to make my debut, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Adam Primetime Townsend.
Shout out real fast. I don't think everybody come out to support me tonight. Everybody come out to support Craig. He's a hell of a fighter, man. Also, let me shout out my sponsors. Dickie Ray, Southern Exile, Steve Evil, Mel Viney, David Cooper, the best tattoo artist in Bristol, El Charlais, Highlander Barbecue, Impact, Highland Heat and Cooling, give Timothy Hill a state representative, and your fight, U.S. Freedom Fighter. Everybody, I really appreciate y'all's support, man. It means so much to have y'all come out here and support me, man. I really do. Thanks a lot.
All right, before we go, let's get a word with Craig Johnson. Come in here, Craig. Tough fight. Good fight. You show heart as always. Talk to me about it, man.
I hate losing. Bad. It was rough, especially getting finished, you know.
Keep your head up, man. What's next for you? What's your outlook now?
You know, I just turned 35 tonight. I'm not getting any better, apparently. So I don't know. I'm going to have to think about whether I'm going to keep doing this or not. That's, you know, it's been a rough year and a half. Like I said, I don't want to get hung up on age, but I got to see, you know, I'm missing a lot of time with my family, and it's not worth it if I'm not winning, if I'm not, you know, I'm putting in the effort, but, you know, I don't know. It's tough.
As a friend of yours, I hope to see you continue fighting. You know, you're a great fighter, a tough guy. If this is the end, you know, we all applaud you, appreciate all the performances that you gave us.
I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody that came out. Adam's a tough opponent. I didn't take him lightly, and you know, he came in and did what no one else has been able to do, and that's, you know, beat by submission.
Relentless, Craig Johnson, everybody.